We have an Xbox event coming up this Friday. There could be some new announcements in regards to games, technology, and of course, some surprises. So let's get into it and talk about everything we know about the event and what we might not know and what we can expect Xbox to announce. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so let's get into this event that will be happening on Friday. Now, we know that Xbox executives have talked about this event and said for us to temper our expectations. To be more specific, Aaron Greenberg kind of has said this along Twitter and all over social media. And while I would echo the same thing to you here, I do have to say that the last time they said this, especially Greenberg, Xbox announced the initiative's next game in Perfect Dark, with one pretty awesome trailer. So when I hear them say that again, I don't expect them to show off like it is an E3 show with massive announcements and huge games being revealed. But I do expect to see something that will help sell Game Pass even more, and maybe talk about third-party games we just haven't seen yet. With that said, let's see what the media types are saying about the event and what we could see there. Here's what the Windows Central article mentions. Microsoft's March 26th Xbox event revealed ID at Xbox Showcase with over 100 games. Recently, we revealed that Microsoft was gearing up for a March 26th event. It's now official. So the first thing I want to point out is that this isn't a rumor anymore. This event is truly happening. I've talked about it before on this channel, mentioning that there were some rumors indicating that Xbox was going to have a March event after they announced the Bethesda acquisition. Instead, we got a pretty awesome roundtable event with all of the higher-ups of Bethesda and Xbox coming together to talk about the purchase and what it means for the future of the Xbox Game Studios family, along with the future of Bethesda games. And in that pretty awesome roundtable, we also got confirmation that they will have an event sometime in the summer that will focus on the Xbox Bethesda merger. So I wouldn't expect that much in regards to news when it comes to Bethesda at this event on Friday. Yet Bethesda isn't the only deals that Xbox has up their sleeves. They also have pretty big third-party deals that we just don't know about. You know, deals like the Outriders that is coming day and date to the Xbox Game Pass, or even the EA Play announcement we got late last year. Not to mention we have some third-party deals and ID at Xbox news coming down the pipeline, which the article mentions here. Recently, we broke the news of a smaller March 26th platform event from Microsoft, and now it has been officially announced. Revealed on Xbox Wire, the March 26th event revolves around independent developers on ID at Xbox who will showcase over 100 games on Twitch official Twitch gaming channel. Microsoft will reveal new gameplay trailers for previously announced independent titles, including highly anticipated games like Stalker 2 and The Ascent. Microsoft says it will also showcase some developer interviews alongside some announcements for ID at Xbox titles slated for Xbox consoles and Xbox Game Pass. Okay, so I wanted to stop right there because there's a lot to unpack here. One thing is the amount of games that they will show. One of the most popular things that people kind of jab and make fun of Xbox with is the ID at Xbox games that are smaller titles, yet pretty awesome to play. And for me, while these games are smaller titles, but a great change of pace when it comes to playing games. Because while I love to play massive AAA games, and those are the games I tend to play a lot more of, I do get into these random moods where these smaller games on Game Pass are just great to play. And that's exactly what I think this event is going to revolve around. It's going to talk about some of the smaller third-party games that are going straight to Xbox Game Pass, and that's something that the article and Xbox themselves points out when they say this. We're featuring tons of independent titles, including brand new game announcements from developers and publishers such as Drinkbox, Curve Digital, Devolver Digital, Dear Villagers, and others. During the showcase, we'll debut new trailers and gameplay for more than 25 games, including Stalker 2, Second Extinction, The Ascent, The Wild at Heart, Void Train, and XO1, and many more. We'll also be making announcements about independent titles coming to Xbox and Xbox Game Pass. Community favorite Twitch streamers will host the showcase and conduct interviews with developers, take fan questions, and maybe even drop some game codes. Okay, so this is an official statement from Xbox, so let's break it down and see what we should expect from the show. First up is the games I've already said. Some new games being announced from third-party developers. We already know that this will be mainly about third-party deals Xbox has locked down with a lot of those developers. It was about a month ago that Xbox put out a decent write-up talking about all the games they have coming to Xbox Game Pass. It was about over 30 games, and a lot of the people were really impressed with how big of a library Xbox has built for the 2021 gaming year. and those games are confirmed to come this year. And now Xbox is going to try and build up some of the hype for the next year leading up to 2022. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some game announcements that will go into next year. I say that because Xbox wants to show that they have games coming to Xbox Game Pass almost every single month so they can keep people on the service. For someone like me, and probably most of the people listening to this video, you know the value of the service and you will continue to be a part of it. But this is more for the people that don't know about the service and don't know how great it can be for not only hardcore gamers, but for casual gamers also. And the best way to bring more gamers into the service is to bring bigger games and more games to Xbox Game Pass and expand the genres of the games that you have on there, which is something that Xbox has been doing for a very long time now. They just brought EA Play to Xbox Game Pass on PC, which has been a massive success for them and EA. I've already downloaded some of the games from EA Play games on my Xbox Series X and my PC. So it's no surprise that Xbox is going to be showing even more games coming to the service, which is something the article mentions here. With the pandemic still affecting in-person trade shows, E3 and many other events have already been canceled. Many companies have adopted Nintendo-style direct showcases to talk about their upcoming product slate, and Microsoft is no different. Last year it did a few gameplay showcases, one for partners and smaller studios, and another where Halo Infinite made its gameplay debut. Additionally, Microsoft showed off Perfect Dark at its last Game Awards show. It still may be too early to hear from the likes of Hellblade 2, Forza Motorsport 8, Fable, and others, but Xbox architect Jason Ronald recently revealed on the Iron Lords podcast that there are still some games planned for 2021 on Xbox that have yet to be revealed. It stands to reason that some of these games could appear during the March showcase, but I would temper expectations for something like that. So this is something I wanted to touch upon, which is the games that will be shown at the event. Now, we all know that they'll show those smaller third-party games like we've mentioned before, and some of those games look awesome and promising, but I have a feeling that they might show something from a first-party studio. Maybe not gameplay, but more like an announcement. Show a game from one of the 23 studios they have, and then say more details coming later this summer or later this year. Something to that effect is what I expect to see from Xbox. So I wouldn't expect to see some of the heavy hitters showing up to the event, which is what the article kind of mentions here. Microsoft may want to leave some of its heavy hitters for the traditional E3 window. Microsoft has been generally supportive of the E3 trade show and the ESA, and the company behind E3 is planning a digital event of its own for 2021. It's with that in mind that this March showcase may be to give airtime to some of Microsoft's smaller partnered games, such as The Ascent, 12 Minutes, Scorn, and other games that have appeared at previous shows. We could potentially catch a glimpse at some of the bigger games too to keep people's appetites satiated. Either way, always remember that plans can change and shift. Until there's an official announcement, nothing is set in stone. We're pretty confident about this one though. March is looking like a pretty exciting month for Xbox. Now, I don't think we'll get the Bethesda news or any of the big first-party games at this event. That will be saved for the summer event that Xbox has hinted at, and from the looks of it, we might actually be getting 2 Xbox events in the summer, considering one's for Bethesda and the other one might be for the other Xbox game studios. As for this event, I do expect to see a lot of those games that were shown last year. The Ascent or Scorn games that were a massive showpiece during the third-party event back last year in May, and with the current world event, those games probably got massively delayed, and now Xbox is able to show them again at this event and kind of show the gameplay and really give a release date for them. So while I expect some great game announcements, I ultimately expect to see an event filled with third-party gameplay along with some tech news in regards to Xbox Game Pass for PC and maybe xCloud. It's exciting to have another Xbox event either way, because that's what they've done so far. They've had so many more events than the competition that it's becoming a little bit overwhelming and kind of cool, because I love seeing what Xbox is getting, because I love to see what I'm going to be able to play on Xbox Game Pass. But enough of what I think about all of this. Tell me what you think about all of this. What do you want to see at the event? Will we get surprise announcements for the Xbox Series X? Will we get another big announcement like Perfect Dark? Will this give us an update on the Xbox Game Pass numbers? What new games do you want to see? Or what Xbox studio do you want to hear from first? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I actually got kind of suckered into the Xbox Live Gold deals that were going on, and I bought both of those Warhammer games, like Warhammer Chaos Bane and a bunch of the other ones ones that are kind of these isometric games like Diablo. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing those because I kind of felt like having a different type of game. I keep saying I'm going to jump into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but it just seems so big and grandiose that I don't want to get into it because next week Outriders comes out and I'm going to be playing that like crazy. So yeah, tell me what you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5? Are you waiting for Outriders? Are you working through your backlog before Outriders comes out? All I want to know is what games you're playing because that's what we're here for, to talk games. So go down to the comments section and let's see what games you're playing. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.